Basically, I started a company called Latin Dimensions Media. And what we do, we are a marketing research company that focuses on providing young Latinos educational resources from the beginning steps of their higher education all the way down to when your beginning steps of your professional career. And some of the ways we do this is through a series called Oh You Help Me series. So basically we started out doing how-to videos, and some of the first videos we did is how to successfully complete, write a scholarship paper, and we'll do more videos of FAFSA, resumes, and so on. But some of the first ones we're doing right now is how to write a scholarship paper. One of the things that with writing a scholarship is, what is it? Some people, people think, oh, it's a scholarship, it's hard to get or anything. But basically what a scholarship is, it's an academic, you get an academic achievement and promise. You get it because you get a certain GPA, or because you're a student at a community college, or you're a certain major, or you're, something. There's even scholarships out there for your last name. I kid you not. At one time I Googled weird scholarships, and if you have a certain last name, you obtain it. But in general, it's just because of academic achievement, but with the promise that you maintain that academic achievement. So if you get a scholarship that's a full ride for a year, you have to probably maintain a certain GPA to keep that throughout your whole 4 years. Some of the assumptions that people make about scholarship is that you can't get it, so you get frustrated. You don't even apply for it. I met a lot of young Latinos, especially one time when I was in Chicago, that I told them, hey, you're going to apply for the scholarship? Nah, bro, no. It was I'm not going to get it. So that's the assumptions a lot of people make. And sometimes a lot of these scholarships go unclaimed because nobody applies for them. So don't make the assumption that you'll never get it. You can get it if you keep trying. So don't let, if people say you're not going to get it, don't apply. Don't make that the reason that you're not going to apply. Make sure you do apply. Brenda does an awesome job of when she sends those email blasts of providing you links to scholarships, but those are not just the only scholarships available. There are hundreds and thousands, not millions of scholarships out there. The United States Hispanic Leadership Institute provides an awesome scholarship. It's the Dr. Juan Andrade Jr. Leadership Scholarship. It's a very prestigious scholarship. It's very competitive, but if you win it, it's a really good amount of scholarship money, and you get to go to the national conference in Chicago. It's actually this month, so you get to go to Chicago for a couple days. You win it, you get treated like royalty, VIP access to the speakers. It's a great scholarship. Also, the Hispanic Scholarship Fund has a ton of scholarships out there for you. I mean, they have scholarships for students who are starting out college, community college students, even four-year, if you go to a four-year institution, even for graduate students. So the Hispanic Scholarship Fund has a ton of them out there. H.A.C.U, the Hispanic Association of College and Universities, also offers a ton of scholarships. And if you just Google it, just go on Google scholarships, and you'll find a ton of them. It doesn't have to be just, because you're Hispanic. There are scholarships out there because of your major. Engineering majors have scholarships for them. Spanish majors, education majors. Go look for them. Sometimes your honor societies within your majors have scholarships. So make sure that you do your research. So when you find them, you want to start early. Do not wait until the last minute. This is not like a paper you can do the night before and then turn it in. You have to start early. Give yourself at least a month or two in advance to write the scholarship paper, because especially for competitive scholarships, you're going to have to make a good quality paper. You also want to meet the requirements. If you apply for a scholarship and it says you have to have like a 3.0 GPA or a 3.5, make sure that you at least meet those requirements, because a lot of these scholarships, when they first look at the application and they say you don't meet the requirement, they're not even going to look at it. So make sure that you meet just the basic requirements of the scholarship. And they will have it there, they'll say what are the requirements for the scholarship. Also, people who write letters of recommendation, give them advance notice. So for example, if you're asking Brenda for a letter of recommendation, don't tell her the night before it's due, because she may or may not do it, or the person who's writing the letter of recommendation may or may not do it. Give them at least a month or two in advance notice. Give them the information needed. Give them whatever they need. Give them an advance notice of it. Give them your resume so that make sure that they know who you are. Make sure they can write a really good quality letter of recommendation. Also, you want to make sure the person who writes the letter of recommendation for you knows you very well. Make sure they can write more than 2 sentences about you. Now, a lot of these scholarships, since they're getting more competitive, they look at the letters of recommendation. And if it's not a good quality one, they probably won't give you the scholarship. So make sure that the person who's writing the letter of recommendation for you can say great things about you at length in more than 2 sentences. When you're writing this scholarship, especially if you're applying for the Hispanic Scholarship Fund scholarships or H.A.C.U, whatever it may be, or for the Dr. Juan Andrade Leadership Scholarship, you want to make yourself unique in the scholarship. What I mean by that is when you write the scholarship, if they ask a personal statement about yourself, who are you, what do you know, something about you, you don't really want to begin with, I'm a first-generation college student. I mean, that is probably unique to yourself, and that's nothing bad about it. But think about it. There are over 2.5 million Latinos in college now. Over 2.5 million. Last I looked at H.A.C.U from the 2010 statistics. That's a lot. And if 100,000 of them are applying for a scholarship, imagine how many of them are going to say, I'm a first-generation college student. A lot of them are going to say that. In order for yourself to stick out of the pool, you have to find something unique about yourself. I had a friend who was applying for a prestigious fellowship, a scholarship, and he started out the same way. He's like, I'm a first-generation college student. I immigrated here with my parents. I said, that didn't get my attention. But later on, he wrote about he studied abroad in South Korea for over a year. And I said, that captured my attention. You studied abroad in South, like, how many Latinos do you know who are crazy enough to go to South Korea for at least a year? I mean, some of us cry when we leave our moms for like a week or something, He went for a year or more to South Korea to study abroad. So I told him, you have to start out with this in the beginning. And he did. He wrote, like, I think a paragraph. I helped him with it. He at least wrote a paragraph about it, of why that makes him unique, how it changed his life, why it made him a better leader. And I helped him with that. We revised it 4 or 5 times, and he turned it in, and he got the fellowship, the scholarship. So, I'm guessing because he stuck out from the pool, because my guess is he probably, all the other applicants wrote, I'm a first-generation college student. But his stuck out the most because he went to South Korea for over a year. So make sure you find that unique story about yourself. Everyone has one. Just make sure you stick it out there. If you don't have one, go do something unique. Don't do anything crazy. Just do something unique out there. When you write the paper, answer the questions. If they ask write short-term or long-term goals, make sure you say it. Make sure you answer the question. There are times when people write these scholarship papers and they don't answer the question. If they ask you for short-term goals, write them out. Say my short-term goal is graduate May 2013 or May 2014. Long-term, I want to become the president or the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. You want to make sure you answer the questions as it says. You also want to make sure, if you get frustrated writing these scholarship papers, I know I usually get frustrated writing them, leave it alone for a day or 2 and come back to it the next day with a fresh mind, fresh eyes. That always helps out the best. That's why you don't want to leave it to the last minute, because if you do, you won't be able to revise it. You probably get frustrated and you won't write a quality scholarship paper. You also want to make sure you revise, and continue to revise that paper, because as the more competitive they get, they're going to look up, he wrote, if he or she wrote a comma splice in there, there's a comma splice, they're not going to get the scholarship. Just because of a few grammatical errors might disqualify you from getting that scholarship. So make sure you revise that paper. Go to the tutors, go to the writing workshops, they're free. Go to it, go at least 2 times and get that paper revised. What we did to help out with this, we actually developed a scholarship guideline to kind of help you with it to begin. So here, you can, you write the name and the deadline of the scholarship. Email at info@latindimensions.com, or if you actually go to the website at oyahelpme.net/resources, there's a link to a newsletter, and ask you if you want the resource, and we can provide you that resource guideline. There'll be more to come. This is one of the first ones. And actually, there's a video on it there that shows you how to go through the guideline if you need an example. So there's a video up there. So right now, the qualities are not of the best right now, but we're working on that. We're working on funding to get better quality equipment and stuff. But if you go, go there, follow us on Twitter too. And one thing I wanted to say before the computer, hopefully the computer doesn't die on me here, is, well, it did. But the thing was, if you apply for a scholarship and you don't get it, they say no, you didn't get it. Don't let that, discourage you from applying again. No means yes. It's just you got to keep trying once more, again and again and again. There's been times where I applied for, I didn't get it till the 3rd time. So you have to keep applying. Now, I had a guy up there who was supposed, I think it was Jose Hernandez up there. He's an astronaut. He retired being an astronaut. And when he applied to be a NASA astronaut, now to become a NASA astronaut is not easy. I mean, the application pool is fierce competitive. I mean, you have people from the Air Force, people with PhDs applying for these positions, and it's very fierce competition. He didn't get it until, I believe, over 10 times. He had to apply over 10 times just to become an astronaut. So don't let a no the first time discourage you from applying for a scholarship. So if you have any questions afterwards, I'll stick around. Visit our website, www.oyahelpme.net. Check out the resources there. More videos will come up. It just won't be scholarships. There'll be more to come in the upcoming weeks and months. So thank you, and I want to thank H.A.C.U for letting me speak to you guys today.